I'm always available should you need me, Archmage. Very good. I'm sure the Jarl will be quite pleased. Pleased enough to justify the significant amount of gold offered to the college to rectify the problem. I think it only fitting that the Archmage personally receive a large portion of the reward. Well done. Until next time. Like it or not, you are a shining example to future generations, Archmages.
You look like you could use a drink. What do you say to some cheap mead?
I'm not doing myself any favors by coming back to Riften. Instead, I end up doing everyone else's. I told Dinya I'd pass out her letters. I don't have time for that. Why'd I say yes? I ran into Ingen the other day. That woman's gonna be the death of me. Well, not literally time. I just told ᵯᴑᴆ I'd help him out with Helga. I don't know what I'm doing.
Yeah, what do you want? If this is about the meadery, we can talk later.
No, but I did run into one of your friends. A blind red guard, claiming to be your blood relative. She asked about you before heading over to the bunkhouse. You can stop by and say hello, but I suggest keeping your hands on your coin purse.
Can I help you? Oh, it's you. Come to extort more from me?
So the shopkeeper grabs me by the
Svanna,
wrist and
has that
screams,
skooma
"You were the
adult
one in
idiot
the
Naluva
market,
paid
the
her
blind
rent
girl
yet,
who stole
or does
my
she have
coin
more
purse."
excuses?
She
And
said
I
she'll
go,
have it soon.
"Which coin
She
purse?"
still has her job at the meadery
Then he
for
looks
now,
at me
so
all
she'll
angry
be
and
able
says,
to pay us.
"I only have one, and you stole it." So I say, "Is that what you tell your wife?"
Just be patient, Aunt. She'll have it, I promise.
Hey, there's my favorite accomplice. Want to join us? We're almost finished with this round. Then it wouldn't be stealing. It'd be charity. Just saying that word makes my tooth ache.
If your friend's in, then I'm out. I still need to save some for the barb. There's no way I'm staying in this giver's excuse for an inn.
Alright, but don't say I didn't give you a chance to win your money back.
Too bad Nocturnal didn't do the same. But I'm not going away empty-handed. You, little bird, still owe me a story. What's this scrawny little thief doing lugging around an old battle axe?
That old thing? It's a trophy. I nabbed it from some noble with an entourage bigger than Helga's crotchhole. I shadowed them for a while, even tried chatting up this stuttering brute, but there was nothing but leather in those purses.
A group that big and they didn't have any coin on them?
Nope. It turns out they just threatened people to get what they wanted. But I did notice the leader never put down his axe, even when he went to sleep. So I gave his hand something else to hold, and took home my fee in the morning.
Wait, I don't get it. Aren't you blind?
I can't see, idiot, but I'm not blind. When you move, your shadow moves. I can tell by the way it's angled that you're up against the wall. But that's the easy stuff. I can tell by the way your back is bent that you're as worn out as Krog's shoes. But you keep your arms crossed to make your boss think otherwise, which is even dumber, seeing as having you rested is good for the both of you. If someone came charging in, Krog would be dead before you managed to get your fingers out of your armpits.
So that's why you want to sit on the other side.
Well, that and I don't want your men standing behind me looking at my cards.
Clever girl.
Hey, boss, if she can see all our backsides, couldn't she see the back of them cards, too? Some of them corners are just as crooked as we are.
Look at his eyes. The fool's right. You haven't lost a hand since we sat down.
No, I haven't, even though I've been trying to let you win the small pots. That's just how bad you are.
You cheating little bitch.
Damn, there's no end to it! You're nothing!
It's a fine day with you around.
Oh, come on, get up, you stupid ogre.
What happened?
Don't tell me you died that easy. Oh, Skeevers. He's not getting up, is he? Maybe we can make it look like an accident, like he tripped and fell on my knife. Except he has a name, and it's Krog, brother of Lurguk. And Lurguk, believe it or not, is kin. An oath relative, same as you. Saved my skin when some fat sloat of a guard captain was too lazy to do his job. They said I stole some noble's amulet. It's because I was working the street for the past week, doing the whole blind beggar bit. But I didn't take her amulet. Never had a chance. You know why? Because Lurgok bit my hand when I reached for his purse.
Someone who loves me dearly.
You mean Sibby? You must be joking. All he wants to do is bed you and be done with it. You may as well get it over
Yeah,
with
and nearly broke every bone in my hand.
You're wrong.
But if you ask him, I had it coming. Lurgok's no priest, but he's not dangerous either. At least if you keep your distance. Of course, step in his space and you're meat. Which is the problem. I need to tell him about his brother, but I need you as a witness so he doesn't chew off my nose. Yes, I knew I could count on you. You're the Dragonborn, so you got authority and muscle. Lurgok's a tribal sort, and likes to stay at the strongholds. Krog said he stopped over at Largerspur in the mountains to the west. Let's go there. got a lock? I'll pick it. You got a joke? I'm laughing. There ain't a face butcher in Tamriel that can wipe off this smile. You run that by Maven? Seems to me she's the one running things. Still. But no, even if you had that kind of clout, you wouldn't be doing me a favor. Look at Vex and Tonelia, spending all day in that old sewer. I don't want to end up like them. What we do is beyond that. I don't even feel like a thief. I feel like an adventurer. Not likely. Especially after you put Nocturnal in a good mood again. The extra shadows are going to help. Big time. And I have you to thank. But let's not get all mushy, okay?
All meats guaranteed, clean and free.
Yeah, just figured I should come clean about something I said before. It wasn't exactly a lie, but it wasn't the whole truth. Remember after that stuff with the Forsworn, I told you about my parents? How my old man stuck up for me when I got caught stealing? Truth is, that was the last I ever saw of him. He disowned me, my own father. Ever since then, it's been hard to trust anyone. But you've let me be your shadow since day one. You let me walk with eyes open. And, well, I'm just trying to say thanks for that. Great. Now that that's settled, let's do a little fishing, shall we?
Fresh meats and produce.
I was a stubborn baby. Wouldn't leave the womb. Always clung to the darkness, even then. So my parents consulted a priestess, and she said the child would be born the following Sundas, but she would never see the light. Sure enough, the following Sundas, my mother went into labor, but I didn't come out right away. Turns out I stayed in that womb until an hour past midnight, born on a morndas. Made that priest a liar, although she was right about the eyes. Stubborn, yes. Patient, no. Being born was the first and last time I was ever late for anything. Or maybe now I'm making up for lost time. But I don't like waiting. I like fast jobs, fast hands, and fast men. Slow isn't a word I'm familiar with. There's always a way. I've heard some mages use ward or detection spells to keep from running into things. I don't need magic. When she took my eyes, Nocturnal blessed me with a keen sense for the dark, and everything in the world casts a shadow. Even in the dimmest, darkest caves, there's shadows made by torchlight, and every shade has its own shape, color, and coolness.
Fresh meats and produce.
If his feet are quiet, then he passes before I know it, and only then do I blend into his shadow. The more dangerous situation is the reverse. If the shadow's in front, I'd be tempted to fish his pockets. The hardest thing to do is wait. If I had eyes, I wouldn't be able to. The eyes tempt you with their shine, but the eyes tell lies, my friend. The eyes tell lies. All right then. Yeah? Yeah. Remember after... Truth is... But you've let me be your shadow since day one. You let me walk with eyes open. Great. Now that that's settled... Yeah, kind of. Things change when your eyes aren't in the way. Take blood, for instance. It must be the ugliest substance in the world, the way people scream at the sight of it. But it smells absolutely perfect. When you say that, it makes me want to try it out. And why not? Vampires are as strong as an ox and live forever. But relax, I don't like the taste of blood. I like the smell. You wouldn't eat a rose, would you? You want a vampire, go open a coffin. But if you're smart, you'll keep me around to pick his pocket. And I'll kill them. Bandits, Thalmor, guards, whatever. I'll spill the blood of anyone who asks for it, but not a soul who doesn't. Oh, you're not getting rid of me that easily. I owe you my life. That makes us family. Oath brother and sister. My bones are your blood, and your blood is my bones. But if you don't need me right now, then I guess I'll have to keep the riches to myself. And it's a great day for a heist. I figure some crowded city like Windtown would be a good place to start. Always wanted to clean out the Palace of the Kings. Although that might be the first place they look. Maybe it's best I go to the last. Winterhold. Soul gems are as valuable as any diamond.
Looking to stay alive? Why take a chance?
Now I want to go there even less. But I like you, and the Rift is a good location. Although I'm not on the best terms with the Thieves Guild. Stole from that bitch, Maven Blackbriar. And why not? What kind of skeever's excuse for a thief doesn't steal from the fattest pocket in the city?
Fresh meats and produce. Get them
Sure,
before
they
they're
told me
gone.
hands off, but when someone tells me not to do something, it just makes it all the more tempting. Ivarstead. Lots of gullible pilgrims, but poor ones. Shore's Stone, on the other hand, sits on the road to Riften. Little mining village,
Vegetables as
plenty of
crisp as
shadows
a
from the
winter's
mountain.
morning.
Perfect. Who knows? I mean, I never leave a trace when I steal. But there was that one time something was stolen from me. That's right.
All meats
In Solitude, it
guaranteed,
doesn't take
clean
any
and
missing
free
gold for you to
from
be
rock
accused of
joints.
being a thief. In this case, though, the thief stole from me and himself, and spending your wife's coin is apparently not a crime.
Fresh meats
We
and
were both
produce.
fishermen.
Get them
I
before
fished
they're
pockets,
gone.
he fished fish. Stood by me when I stuck my hand in the Blackbriar honey jar. One night we went to the temple, woke Jade up and asked her to marry us. Had to be her, being a fellow cutpurse. Then we ran, and kept running. At
Vegetables
some
as
point, though,
crisp
the
as a
guild turned their
winter's
eyes
morning.
elsewhere. Things settled down, and for a moment I thought we'd do the same. Heh, turns out the romance part faded months ago. The only reason he stuck around was so I could protect him from Maven's thugs. He tells me he wants to see other people. 2 of them, in fact. Only cost half our remaining coin to bed them both at the
All
same
meats
time.
guaranteed, clean
So
and
that
free
night,
from
I
rock
crept
joints.
into the brothel house, and I took all 4 of them. The 2 girls' purses, and my husband's eyes. Needless to say, he won't be seeing anyone ever again. What, you hit your head somewhere? You wanted information on that
Fresh
idiot and
meats
his
and
rebellion.
produce. Get
In
them
exchange,
before
you
they're
got me
gone.
out of that dungeon in Whiterun. Solitude? Haven't been there in months. Let me refresh that memory of yours. It was an axe, remember? They said I stole it. I tell them, what axe? Do you see
All
an axe
meats
anywhere?
guaranteed, clean and
But the
free
stupid
from rock
frostbiters had me
joints.
jailed anyway before they gave up and marched to Rorikstead. Yeah, I don't think the guy missed his axe when he had a sodding army to play with. Anyways, I'm just glad you were there to bail me out. Yeah, and?
Vegetables as crisp as a winter's morning.
How about some loot? And not just gold. I mean like Ismir's beard, Olaf's eye, Shore's elbow. But you didn't get anything, did you? I can tell by that stupid question of yours. That's what happens when I'm not around to keep you honest. In fact, if
All
I were
meats
you, I would
guaranteed,
never
clean
leave me
and free
again.
from rock joints.
That's right. If you say the word, I'll be your shadow. Might just follow you anyway, even if you don't say it. I don't have much going on. You're the most exciting thing around here. Not to
Fresh
mention
meats
your
and
family.
produce. Get them before
Yeah,
they're
I know
gone.
people say stuff like that all the time, but I mean it. Your blood is my blood. Anyone tries to break that up, and their blood gets spilled. So what do you say? We heading out?
Why take a chance?
Alright, let's keep to the shadows.
Vegetables as crisp as a winter's
Everyone's got a
morning.
book. You're okay in mine. Not a home, just a stop. Thought this place was friendly to thieves. Except it isn't. Not unless you play by their rules. And of course all the best jobs in town were labeled untouchable. Blackbriar Lodge, Golden Glow Estate, Mercer Frey's house. Everything else is beggar's scraps.
Fresh
Made a lot of
meats and
enemies in this
produce.
town.
Get them
Made a lot
before
of
they're
gold.
gone.
Disappointed I didn't make more. So long as I'm with you, though, I doubt anyone here will make a fuss. Maybe they'll even hand us their loot, so long as we don't ask nicely. That depends. Which time?
All meats guaranteed, clean and free from rock joints.
Sure, that wasn't my intent. I had nothing against the woman personally, at least back then. Her properties just cast the longest shadows. That house cast the largest shadow of them all, and it promised more wealth than all the others combined.
Vegetables as crisp as a
Heavily
winter's
guarded,
morning.
too, and easy to get lost. They say the first floor was built like a maze. I snuck in from the docks and used the long moonlight shadows to my advantage. Better when there's some light to distract the eye. But when I got inside, something was wrong. Aringoth is a high elf, but everything inside had the contour of Nord craftsmanship. It wasn't just that. Even the Blackbriars have those bookcases with griffins on top. Aringoth's were understated. It didn't bode well. It gets worse. That place was guarded better than a princess's maidenhead. But I kept pushing ahead to the bedchamber, looking for something. Anything. Only there was nothing. I almost woke Aringoth up to demand where he kept his valuables. Then I noticed a shadow by the door.
Vegetables as crisp as a winter's
It was a
morning.
shape unlike anything I had ever seen. A bizarre fish of some kind, stuffed and mounted. It had spikes on its back and a single bulging eye, and its scales glowed. I don't know what it was or where it came from, but it fetched a good price.
Fresh meats and produce. Get them
This time
before
I was
they're
after a
gone.
sword, one of Hemming's. Hemming thinks himself some sort of warrior. Of course, no normal sword was good enough for him. He carried a sword custom made from elven glass, with, get this, jewels in the hilt. Probably blinded his enemies rather than cut them.
Clean and free from rock joint.
Hemming's the type to carry his weapons to bed with him, so I figured the best way to lift the sword was to have him invite me to bed. The problem was, he and Maven were like a child and a fresh thumb. They call people milk drinkers in Skyrim, but Hemming is the real deal. But every brat fights with his mother, and all I had to do was wait at the Bean Barb and listen for an argument. Then I just had to act drunk and fall into his arms. Wasn't even theft as far as I'm considered. I'd say he still owes me a septim or two. I was wandering about the forest for some fresh air when I noticed a cabin perched on a hill. There's a side door where a long shadow stretches out in the morning. One section was darker than the rest, a guard standing by the door. His shadow had high cheekbones, a mercenary's grin. Now his face was stuck, but that body yawned. Damn shoulders almost touched his toes. It would have taken an ogre to wake him, but I'm not one.
As crisp as a winter's morning.
I looked for the low shadows with sharp corners, but the one that drew my attention was a helmet-shaped one sitting on a crate, a strongbox. Found a stash of gold and a piece of paper. Don't know what was on it, so I left it on a table. Probably was a bad move. Must have been valuable, because the next day everyone knew. Turns out the paper was worth more than the gold. It was the deed to some horse. They said any thief who left it had to be stupid or blind. And while there were plenty of thieves who can't read, only I had the gall to cross Maven.
Vegetables as crisp as a winter's morning.
All right, let's trade.
Buying and selling fine jewelry here.
Every thief comes out of the womb. Something you need? Make sure to steal something.
Dragon.
I don't know.
I never would have believed it if I hadn't seen it with my own eyes.
But if Malacath denies my offering, then so be it.
Fine. It's your neck.
Your crimes offend the code of Malacath, and we demand payment. Choose. Gold or blood.
Blood.
Malacath teaches us to meet our fate, and I cannot protect you if you murder us.
So even you fight one. It's just as well. But a bloodkin Nord is not an orc. He was an outlander, and I give him Malacath's blessing. As I said, I will give you until sunrise to consider what I told you. Then I will pay the price.
May your weapons be sharp, and your prey fresh. Lagerspur will not soon forget what you have done. We have a second chance thanks to you.
Another bloodkin. Stay clear of me, Outlander. I will not treat you kindly. They want me to choose blood or gold. I've chosen blood. A bloodkin Nord entered the stronghold. He spoke to me and told me he wished to understand the plight of our people. So I showed him what Malacath himself had to endure. I killed him, and then I ate him. And now his spirit is like ours, born from the entrails.
Ogre's blood, Lurgok. Did you really leave your leftovers all over their sacred rocks?
I thought that was you, Mordas. Where's my brother? I thought he was with you. I should see him before I die.
Yeah, about that. You might be seeing him sooner than you think.
Then Malacath truly wants me to be a martyr.
Wait, so you're not mad?
Why should I be? Malacath has provided me a gift in the afterlife. And in this life, when I pay the blood price, the wise woman will be forced to confront her folly.
Well, then prepare to get angry, because like it or not, I'm springing you out of this dunghole. Come on, let's go talk to the chief. They said it was blood or gold, so it might as well be the one you can steal.
I have two brothers and one sister. We all sought different paths. Shara favored the forge. Orkob the mines. Krog sought the hunt. If he died in battle, then he died as he lived. I will do the same when I teach the wise woman who taught me the code. The Red Guard was not born of the bowels. Sadly, even after I had tasted her flesh, the experience taught her nothing. She is immune to the pain. He was, but neither Krog nor I wanted the same. Krog disliked the tribal life. As for me, Malacath asked I serve him in another way. Shara forged arms for the Legion, until she caught ill and died. Orgob fell not long after, when the mine she was working in collapsed. It is our destiny to know pain, so that we can teach it. If Malacath wills it, although there are exceptions, At times, the entrails will give birth to a child who is not part of the clan.
May your next fight bring you victory, friend. It doesn't matter. It is my lot as chief of this tribe. Told him just to hand over the gold. But did he listen? Oh no. They always have to fight back. Gold will strengthen our clan. All right, I'll lay off him. Just leave. Fight well.
What have you done, thief? This isn't Malakath's will.
You and your best friend Malakath. Well, too bad. Your family comes first. You can go back to polishing your Lord Malakath's spear when you're safe at the tavern.
Malakath is not a lord. He is a god, and he has no spear to polish.
Why does that not surprise me? In any case, I didn't spring you just to let you run around eating people. We need to find you a home, somewhere you can only eat people we don't like.
I'm sorry, but if we travel together, I will make a meal out of both you and your friend. When I see your joy, Malakath will demand that I show you his pain.
You don't have to apologize to me. Cook me for dinner, and most of what you'll be eating is the stuff in your coin purse. What if we took you to Ivarstead? High Hrothgar is probably the most sacred rock of them all.
I've tasted a man from Ivarstead. His meat was savory. But it doesn't matter. I will find another way to show this wise woman her feelings. You can stay here and try and stop me, but I doubt you'll last more than a day in the stronghold.
Damn you, that's asking too much. This place is light on purses and heavy on smell. Alright, fine, you stubborn orc. Stay here, but don't say I didn't give you a chance to win your life back.
The Red Guard means well, but she doesn't understand. Her happiness blinds her to my people's plight. But you, your eyes tell a different story. You've suffered, haven't you? Do you wish to show the others our pain? Very well. If you seek my aid, then we will feast on them until their laughter is their shield, and not their blade. It's not an easy story to tell. As a child, I'd resisted Malakath's word for many years. The wise woman of my tribe beat me when I told her. She said Malakath only recognized strength, and the voice in my head was from another. The wise women talk of the priests. They call them heretics. It's easy to see why. The code of Malakath is all they know. Maybe it's part of me too. That's why when he spoke to me that night, that was the name he used. It was in the stronghold. The wise woman never told the chief about my needs. She would read the entrails and try to banish the spirit within me. When I spoke of Malakath's voice, she smacked me across the face with her bare hand. It was that hand that I despised more than the woman herself. Malakath knew this. I had resisted one temptation, but I could not resist two. She was at the alchemy table when I struck her. I pinned her to the ground, grabbed her hand, and bit into her palm. Oh, the taste was sweet. Her body reacted to the pain. It must have been sharp, as her mind was starting to clear. I was about to strike her again, when the voice said, "No." For months, that was the only word Malakath ever spoke to me. until the day a bloodkin was allowed to the stronghold. That was my first meal, and when I truly understood. The wise woman of my tribe taught me the code of Malakath, but it wasn't until I read a book written by an outlander that I learned of his birth. It helped me discover the reasons behind the voice. Malakath's voice. He speaks to me whenever he is offended by the untarnished. Then I cure them of their ignorance. It's not eating the flesh that honors Malakath. It's being eaten. If you aren't an orc, it's the only way to understand what we are. It's the only way they can know our pain. Yes, a bite of mortal flesh is juicy and succulent. But only because their meat is free of Boethius poison. It's the only way they can know our pain. I've performed such sacrifices on occasion, but it's not a requirement. Their spirits suffer in my bowels. It's the only way they can know. No, they must know what it's like to be eaten, and the pain we suffer. Nothing more, nothing less. It's the only way they can. I cannot explain in words what it's like to be trapped in the bowels of another. I can only show them. It's the only way they can know. I don't expect you to. You were not born from the entrails. But once you are meat, then you will see. Like all males, I've been taught how to hunt, forge, and fight. But as I clung to the wise women in my youth, I know some spells as well. Some outlanders call me a spell sword. Others choose more grisly nicknames.
Hey, I gotta unload some gear. Mind if we stop over in Riften? Not the flagon, mind you. I've got my own guy. Just head to the Temple of Mara and make a left toward Mercer's old place. He's there every morndus.